Hey everyone, I'm finally making an alcohol ink video for you. I'm going to go kind of fast and not cover everything because there's a lot. If you want to know more, please feel free to take one of my classes. That would be great. Okay, so there's all kinds of alcohol inks and they come in all different sizes, made by all different companies. So there's two companies that I like, Ranger and Pinata. I mostly use those. Then there are these pearl inks. They're metallic and white. You kind of use those together on dark colors. I never use them on the tiles or white things. They just don't work. And then they have the mixatives that also have the ball inside that are metallic, copper, gold, silver, brass, metal, all kinds of mixatives. And I'll show you how those work. And sometimes I use diluted inks in these bottles. This one has a fine needle tip and this one, same thing, so that you have more control where the inks go. And sometimes you don't want straight ink on there, you want it to be diluted. I use them with isopropyl alcohol and blending solution, and you can use those in spray bottles, these needlepoint bottles for more control, or an eyedropper, or the paintbrushes. And the paintbrushes I use are dedicated to alcohol inks because the inks and alcohol are very hard on them. They make them for alcohol inks as well, and I prefer those. They work really great. And you can put them in a little mini mister I like to use. Okay, and then there are the ways you manipulate the ink. You can use these daubers that have little replaceable felt pads. They stick on with Velcro, or this little spongy one, or the canned air, or the handheld air puffer, or a hair dryer. Sometimes you can use a heat tool. I feel like they get too hot and make the inks dry too fast, or a hair dryer works really good. Did I already say that? And an air compressor. Air compressors work great, and someday maybe I'll have one. I use 99% isopropyl alcohol, and the blending solution comes in a larger bottle that I put into this smaller one so you have more control. Like I said, the blending solution kind of helps the ink stay wet longer so you can move it around. And then if I'm hand painting, I put the inks in palettes, kind of like watercolors, and then you just reactivate it with the isopropyl alcohol. And the next thing are the things that you can use the inks on. Any non-porous surface, and oddly enough, fabric. And so you guys have seen me use tiles. They make all kinds of papers. It's called Yupo paper. It's basically plastic paper. And then there's craft plastic that I'm experimenting with. Black and white. And then vellum, of course. Vellum is a lighter, thinner plastic paper that you can tear that I make my luminaries out of.